everyone, and welcome to High Performing Coaches with Aneri Bellamy, your coach's counselor. I'm here with Amy, another great service provider for coaches and coach herself, because I'm sure she has to coach them through so many things when it comes to their business and what it is that they need. Amy, thank you so much for joining us on today. As usual, me and Amy has had a little chat before the actual interview. And so she has a great, lovely spirit. It's been fun to talk to her. So I know you're going to greatly enjoy this interview. Amy's time is very valuable. So we're going to jump right into our 3 golden questions. Question number 1, Amy, is who are you purposed to serve?
My purpose, both kind of in business and in my life, is to really support creative visionaries who specifically are feeling like paralyzed as they're trying to scale to whatever their next level is. These people that I really feel like I can impact, they are the type of people that have 50 million ideas, new ideas every week to grow their business or their organization. And, they're great at seeing the solutions of how to connect these dots and whatnot. And they're great at looking, very high level at the business. But because they are a true innovator in my eyes, my purpose is to really help them pare down those ideas from 5 million down to, the ones that are actually going to move the needle forward, the ones that are going to be profitable, the ones that we can, create operations to support that movement or that initiative. And so that's really where I feel like my support and my purpose to really create processes and leveraging different operations to be their strategic partner. So that's really who I feel like I have been blessed with working with, and who I think I'll be able to continue to start serving as well.
I love it. I love it because I know I definitely am a creator that suffers from the shiny thing syndrome. And I had to have somebody bring me back and say, okay, some stuff it's an idea, not for now. It's an idea for later. You have to focus. You have to focus. So I totally get it. And it's great to know that you provide the moving pieces to allow creatives like myself to focus on what we need to focus on. So I have to ask you though, that's such a big thing to take on. What is it about your story that made that your purpose?
I am. Have you ever heard the term accidental entrepreneur? Um,
Yes.
that is basically how I kind of got started, and how kind of that beginning kind of enabled my purpose to kind of come into fruition. My path to entrepreneurship um, happened when life happened to me. We lost our house and we had to move cities away, and going to my career was just absolutely nearly impossible. It was 2 hours away, and so I had to figure out this purpose. Like, what do I do now? How do I um, lean into my strengths? And that's kind of when entrepreneurship and business, and how do I create an impact? How do all of these things come together? And so I had to build a business that would serve that purpose and also amplify, the skills that I already had, and plant my feet into a market where there were a multitude of other business owners and change makers and visionary leaders. And that's what I wanted to do. Visionary leaders need visionary support. And
Right.
so with that sort of like mindset, I was like, okay, that's how I'm going to use my story, build a business that I love, that excites me, and also create change and impact through whatever those initiatives that my clients are working on. Because a lot of times when we're like in our story, or when we're in our business, we are so close to that genius that we have that we don't even realize like the other things that we have that can be a blessing to other audience or whatnot. So I think my purpose really came from digging into my innate skills
Hmm.
and identifying those those people that I felt like are ready to make a change. They are thought leaders, they're influencers, they're creatives, there's visionaries, to figure out how can I provide that operational support to truly help them scale.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Now I have to ask you the golden question, or what we call the golden question, right? If that creative crossed your path and you had one opportunity to make a difference in their business for them, and actually in their lives, because we know growing your business, right, more revenue, all of that is life changing. So you had an opportunity to talk to them, and it was your one and only opportunity to provide something transformational for them. What would you say to them? Talk to them right now.
I would say we need to we need to work out a way that you can have some enormous clarity in your business and in your life. Because when we don't have clarity, it's like uh, we're driving along the road with a fogged up windshield, right? We might make it to the destination, but the potential that there's something awful or a catastrophe that's going to happen is pretty, like, it's going to happen. So, it's hard to focus when we cannot clearly see what's right in front of you. And so that applies to life and business. And so as somebody that's unfocused, we have to figure out how can we change that focus? How can we get clarity? Because that is essentially the paramount to success, especially when I'm working with my own visionary clients. So I would say let's get clarity. Let's figure out from these, 55,000 projects that you have going on, what are the ones that are actually going to help us move forward, right? So we have to go back to like the big vision of our business. Do all of these projects help us get there? And if not, it's time for us to rework our priorities within the business, looking at our strategic objectives, prioritizing them. Do we have the right people in the team? Are there gaps that we need to fill? All of these things we have to think about, okay, how can I get clarity so that I can move in the best direction for now and for the long term? And so if you are sitting there thinking, okay, well, I hear you, I need clarity. How do I get that clarity? Like, some of the questions that I would potentially ask you is, what is important to your business right now? Are you laser focused to get there? Because we can want something, but if we're not ready to actually put in the work, it's not going to help anything. Does it align with that vision, that mission of your business, the core values that you have? And can you create a strategy to help you get there? And do you have the right people? Growth is uncomfortable.
Right.
The only way that we're going to get there to success, however you define success,
Right.
is with the clarity piece.
Exactly. I totally understand that, because until I got clarity in my business, I was all over the place.
Yep.
All
You
over the
become a
place.
squirrel. You are like shiny object syndrome. Oh, what is this person doing? What is this person doing? Oh, I have to do what this person is doing. And it doesn't serve us in the long end.
Exactly, exactly. And again, it is a weakness of creatives. Our minds is just always moving. I used to say a lot of times I'm an idea master, to the point where whenever I get on the phone with my clients, I'm like, we should record this, because there's no telling what I'm going to say that I won't remember the next time you ask me. So I really, really appreciate you doing what you do. As creatives, we couldn't be who we are and the leaders we are without someone like you that provides the services that you provide to keep us grounded, right? And to help us move forward. So I so appreciate that. Now, I know that there's someone that's going to listen to this, right? And they're going to say, yep, I need her. I need what she has to offer, right? So how could they get in touch with you? How could they
Yeah.
continue
So
the conversation?
yeah, if you want to continue the conversation, the best way to learn about how I can provide that visionary support is to go to my website, amyedge.com. Super simple. There's a button in the menu bar that says schedule a time to chat with me. Click there, and I just offer a free 30-minute clarity call, because that's what you really need. You need to get clarity on what that next step is, whether or not that's working with me, or maybe you need a consultant, or maybe you need somebody fractionally. I will help you get that clarity on the call. I don't pitch you. It's all about getting clarity. If we're a good fit, then it could be a great time for us to work together if you're ready for that sort of level of support. So again, just amyedge.com.
Awesome. I really appreciate it. And Amy, I'm not going to close this out as if this is the end of our conversation, because I know that we'll be networking and doing things together real soon. I can think of some summits I would love to have you on, when High Performance Coaches does our virtual summit, where we gather all of these great coaches and service providers that we worked with together to create something great and grand that everyone can be a part of. So I'm super excited about having met you and having been able to tap into the genius that you provide. And I really appreciate your time with me today. It's priceless. So thank you
I
so
am
much.
so happy to be here, and I cannot wait to continue the conversation.
All right, so one more time. They want to continue the conversation. How do they reach you?
amyedge.com.
All right, thank you so much. And I look forward to continue this conversation again real soon.
Bye, guys.